final method to solve systems of equations is to solve by elimination. That works especially well when the equations are in standard form. Take a look at these two equations. 4x plus y equals 23 and 3x minus y equals 12. Do you notice that the y terms are inverses of each other? One is y and one is the opposite of y. Watch what happens when I add these two equations together. I get 7x equals 35. I get an equation with one variable. I can solve that equation, and I can find that x is 5. I'll write that answer as an ordered pair. Now that I know that x is 5, I can substitute that into one of the equations. I'll choose the first one. 4 times 5 plus y equals 23. That means that 20 plus y equals 23. So y equals 3. And I have solved the system of equation by elimination. Fewer steps in substitution and no need to make a graph. In the second example, the two equations both have 2x, but if I add them together I'll get 4x. I don't want that. I would like for one of those 2's to be a negative 2, so I will multiply every term in the second equation by negative 1. Now, when I add them together, the 2x and the negative 2x will add up to 0. The 5y and the negative 2y are 3y, and negative 3 and negative 6 are negative 9. So y is negative 3. Once again, I will substitute the y into one of the equations. 2x plus negative 15 equals negative 3. 2x equals 15 plus a negative 3 is 12, so x equals 6. Simply turn one of the equations so that the numbers are opposites of each other. In the last example, neither one is going to be opposite of each other, so what I'm going to have to do is multiply each of these equations by something so that they will be inverses. I'm going to take a look at the first terms, 5x and 3x. I'm going to change one of those equations so that it says 15x and one will say negative 15x. I simply found the least common multiple of the coefficients. So to change the first one into 15, I will multiply the first equation by 3. Don't forget you want to multiply every term in that equation by 3, including the last term. The second equation, I'm going to multiply by negative 5. That way I will get a negative 15x plus negative 25y equals positive 30. Now I have two equations, and you can see that the x values are going to add up to 0, and I will have 9y and negative 15y. That's going to be a negative 16y equals 0, and so y equals 0. If I plug 0 into the equation, and I can choose either the newest equation or the older one, I'll go back to one of the original ones, and I'll plug 0 in for y, so I have 5x plus this 3 times 0 equals negative 10. That means that 5x equals negative 10, or x equals negative 2. I've solved by elimination.